What do you know about the 1950s? Welcome to the CBS special about the 1950 decade. We're hours away from the 1960 decade, and to make a memory about all the great things that happened in technology, fashion, entertainment, and politics, we're gonna have a throwback about all those things. Now we're going to start with politics with Soledad.
Now I'm going to present the section of politics throughout this decade. Right after World War II, New York City became known as one of the greatest cities of the world. This meant that people emigrated to the suburbs. However, after peaking the population in 1950, the city started to feel the effect of the white flight. There was a downturn in commerce because industries moved to places where it was safer, cheaper, and easier to operate. There were two governors. The first one was chosen in 1953. His name was Vincent Imperially. He wasn't part of any political party. The second governor of New York City was Robert Wagner. He held power for 12 years and was part of a Democratic political party. Harry Truman was the 33rd president of the US and was the first president of the 1950s. He was born in May 8 of 1884. In 1945 and finished his presidency in 1950. The fashion section of tonight's show. It's 1959, 31st of December, and we have only 4 hours left before it's 1960s. A total president is our actual president, Dwight David Ike Eisenhower. He was born in 1890. His presidency started in 1953. Join my journey throughout the 1950s fashion. As our country is still recuperating from the aftermath of the World War II in the 40s, now women are giving a bit of importance to how they look. Although it is a very conservative era, sexy is standing out. The three most important it girls of the 50s are Audrey Hepburn, Grace Kelly, and Marilyn Monroe. Now we'll see some pictures of Audrey and her magnificent look. Audrey has proven that her look is timeless. Kelly is upheld as a standard of natural beauty, elegance, and style. Long skirts and high-waisted bathing suits exemplified her look. Women want to be like her. The camera, the president, and millions of people adore her. Of course, Marilyn Monroe. And now we'll see some pictures of her. Five designers of the 1950s are Coco Chanel, Christian Dior, Balenciaga, Jacques Spade, and Pierre Balmain. Cristobal Balenciaga went totally the opposite direction to Dior. The Spanish designer had sleeker silhouettes and had a less emphasis on the waist. His tuniques paved out the way for Chanel. Thank you for watching CBS Fashion Show.
Thank you, Soledad. Now we're going to present you about entertainment in the 1950s. It was a great time for music, books, concerts. Now I'm going to tell you the best rock music in the 1950s. According to the Billboard, the best music in the 1950s decade were Chuck Berry, Tony T. Jr., Elvis Presley, Hound Dog, Harry Lee Lewis, Great Balls of Fire, Little Richard, Tutti Frutti, How in Wolf, Toastman Lightning, and Elvis Presley, and How Cheryl Ross. Now we're going to see the video.
Walking through a party in the county jail. The prison band was there, they began to wail. The band was jumping and the drum began to swing. You should have heard the knocked out jailbird sing that rock.
1950s were
Lord of the Rings was published in 1954 by J.R. Tolkien. Catcher in the Rye was published in 1951 by J.D. Salinger. Charlotte's Web was published in 1952 by E.B. White. Lolita was published in 1955 by Vladimir Nabokov. The Chronics of Narnia were written between 1950 and 1956, all the 7 books by C.S. Lewis. In 1957, Dr. Seuss wrote The Cat in the Hat.
The 1950s was a great time for movies. Some of the movies were All About Eve, Roman Holiday, Sabrina, 12 Angry Men. Now we're going to see Roman Holiday with Audrey Hepburn.
Running around town with a hot princess? You want in on this deal, or don't you?
And what a deal it is when the princess starts giving Greg the royal runaround. So come along, share their gay and giddy holiday, because all the things happen to them that you'd always hope for on the happiest day of your life. Share the fun as the princess comes face to face with the kind of characters she never bumped into before. Share.
Thank you for watching entertainment. Now we're going to see technology.
Thanks, Claudia. My name is Sofia, and now I'm going to talk to you about the technology throughout the 1950s. Let's start in 1950. So, in 1950, Frank Namara came up with the idea of the credit card. Also, in 1950, as you know, the TV remote control was invented, and also the TV with color was also available. I am really glad to also say that in 1951 the first video recorder was invented, and also passenger jets were in service. Also, let's make a throwback in 1953. I am really glad to also say that in 1951 the first video recorder was invented, and also passenger jets were in service. Also, let's make a throwback in 1953 when the last axle solid convertible was introduced by Chevy Corvette. And also, how to forget about our transistor radio, which was pocket-sized, and it was the most popular thing in our technology in the 1950s. Also, in 1956, the first computer harddisk was invented, and in 1957, when the satellite was invented, and in 1958, when the computer modem was invented, and also when the first laser was also invented. Now we're getting to our last year, 1959, and how to forget when our first copy machine and remember was a few months ago, a microchip was invented.
Thank you for watching BBC News. Now we're making a countdown till it's the 31st of December.